Hey everyone, welcome out to episode 379. I will probably forget that. But we are the good, the bad, and the geeky. I'm Nick Argenbright, and I have my guests with me today are Erik Sternberger and Marianne Dean. Mm-hmm. And I know your last name, but I didn't know how you go by on your podcast.
I go by Marianne Dean.
Okay. I guessed that right.
It's kind of awkward. That's what I go by, too.
It's kind of awkward. We get each other's emails all the time.
We do.
I have a movie plot now. All of a sudden, I'm like, I guess it's accepted. All right, good.
It's like, Eric's like, what happened to my new Rome script? It's like, doopa, fuck new Rome. I'm sorry.
That's why it's registered with the WGA, buddy.
Yeah, okay. West and East, because they're both separate things, but they're not.
I just went west.
West? That's probably the best call, let's be honest. Sorry, that is kind of an inside joke. Eric's script is in a competition called Fuck New Rome, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
So it's doing fantastic. But I've not read it.
2 semi-finalists and 1 quarter finalist right now. Still moving on and a few other things.
Yeah, so
we'll
it's
see.
pretty rad. So if you're excited to hear that, you can check out past episodes with Erik and Marianne. Go to gbgpodcast.com or go to iTunes, search the keywords good, bad, geeky, and find us there. And if you like us, give us a review. And if it's a great review, we'll talk about it on the show and say thank you and give you a shout out as well. We also want to tell you about our good friends at Mad Lab. Check out the Young Writers Short Play Festival for 2018. Dates are July 13th to 28th. Which is Friday and Saturdays with 2 Sunday matinees for, now this is a short link I created, or you can go to madlab.net, but it's d4k.us/Y for Young, W for Writers 2018, and it'll take you right to, I believe I had it go to the Young Writers page. You can find out all the different plays, who the Young Writers are, and all that stuff. Tickets are $18, students, seniors are $15, members are $13. And also, this show is sponsored by Audible with over 200,000 titles to choose from. You get a 3-day membership free plus a book to get you started. If you have an Alexa, you can have the book read to you played for you on Alexa.
That's amazing.
Which is pretty rad. And, I think I might have somebody in mind. Would J. Keith Jackson...
Oh my gosh, you should totally check out his body of works.
That's right.
He has...
But he goes by Marianne Dean.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But it's really weird.
It's really weird.
Type in J. Keith Jackson and you'll pull it up.
Yeah.
But it's really Marianne Dean.
Yes.
As J. Keith Jackson.
Yes. I have a very deep voice in it. So.
Hello. Wow. Sorry.
That's not Keith. So if you want to listen to, I recommend Suzanne Dome's Weird Wheat. Mm-hmm. It's his newest book. He actually is working on a book right now. Mm-hmm. I will let you know. That should be coming out mid-August. So hopefully next podcast.
Actually, he was supposed to be here tonight, but he had to work on that. That's how...
It's the Kishi.
So if you're interested in this, and check out other books by J. Keith Jackson and all the other, they have over 200,000 titles to choose from. Go to audibletrial.com/goodbadgeeky. And all you need is the Amazon account and the Amazon app. Or you don't even need the Amazon app. You can listen to it through your Alexa. You can listen to it on your website. You can do whatever. We are also proud members of the It's All Been Done Presents Network. And you should check out It's All Been Done Radio Hour. It's all been on radiohour.com. I don't have a lot else to say about that except for I'm in it, Keith's in it, we've all been in it.
Check out the musical episode.
Check out the musical episode in August. That's right. Which will be Universe Journey, which will be, I'm nervous and excited. It's going to be good.
I've heard snippets of it and it's amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be really cool. So check out more information at iabdpresents.com/IABD. Or go to it'sallbeenonradiohour.com. So...
And don't forget to support us on Patreon.
That's right. Patreon.com/IABD. And toss us a few credits. Now, you can check out Erik's website at eriksternberger.com. ERIKSTERNBERGER.com.
Yep.
Awesome. And you can also check out Marianne at her podcast, which is on hiatus for right now, but we'll be back soon where we'll cover...
Catch up on all the movies we've watched already.
And then when it comes back, you're going to do TV shows, movies, board games, you name it. If it's anything macabre, horror, you're going to...
Horror-related, we're going to cover it.
And that you can find that at iabdpresents.com under podcast. All right, so we are here to try...
Stay on topic. We are going to stay on topic.
Actually, I was going to project this. Why don't we make that our drinking game this time? Instead of when Nick fucks up, anytime we go off topic,
boom.
take a drink.
Jesus, you poor people. are going to be really fucked up. But you know what? This is a rule just for this episode. First off, okay, watch, I'm going to fuck something up. I really didn't fuck up too much this episode. It's just, we went down my fault.
Tangent lane.
Tangent. Stay on target. So yeah, obviously, spoilers. If you've, let's be honest, anything big blockbustery,
any Marvel,
Star Wars,
we spoiled Jurassic World for you. You're the new one. You're welcome.
Yeah. You know what? You will say thank you to me. Yeah. You probably might not. So
some light Last Jedi spoilers, but nothing too big.
Well, and I think that's interesting too. Is that it's a big movie that it's a running theme. We constantly talk about Last Jedi. And it's not just because you're a resident Star Wars guy, but it really isn't. It's like it's a movie that it has modified the landscape of how people think right now.
Well, it's weirdly become this touch point of toxic fandoms.
Yeah, which we kind of touch on that for a half second.
Yep.
Kind of not.
I touch on it later. Stay tuned at the end for a special announcement.
Ooh, that's right. But yeah, so we try to cover Ant-Man and the Wasp. So if you've not seen any of the Marvel stuff, and we go over to the TV stuff too, we cover a little bit of everything. We cover Jurassic World. Here's the thing. I'm not going to remember everything we talked about.
But I think those are the big ones.
Those were the big ones. But just know that be ready that if a spoiler crops up all of a sudden, just know that we probably be forgiving. Yeah.
Nick tries to spoil the book Meg, but he didn't actually read it.
Dun, 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 dun. It's like, and then Steven Spielberg does this with the shark. All right. Oh, jeez. Brack writes everything.
I love Brack.
Brack is great. Brack writes The Last Jedi.
I'm in.
Pew, pew. There is the thing that I'm not doing that. Oh, come on, Dora. It'll be fun. You're going to, spoiler alert, kill the bad guy. I am the bad guy. No, you're going to kill the other bad guy. Well, doesn't he have a backstory? Nope. It doesn't matter anymore. Boop, boop, boop. We're friends now. And he sings the friendship song.
I'm in.
See, there you go. That's such a ridiculous concept. It's great.
And that's your first drink.
Boom. Right here on episode 379, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No screw up.
We're here to actually talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel to Ant-Man and their 20th film, I think officially. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Their 20th film, and it's their 20th film that opened up at number 1 at the box office, which is rather impressive. But I like to point out, which means The Incredible Hulk did open at number 1, people.
Yeah.
Which is... I'm very proud of that because I like that
underrated. I actually like it.
It's not bad.
I think it's underrated, and I mean I love Ruffalo, but I feel like everyone when they think of the Hulk movie, they don't think of in the Marvel universe. They never think of the Edward Norton one. They think of the Eric Bana, which it's not great. It's not horrible.
If I may,
please,
because they've replaced Bruce once. They've replaced Rhodey once. Don't have to kill everyone in Infinity War.
Oh no, yeah. Oh,
you don't you can let someone else take that role in like 5 years. Retire Tony Stark for a bit and then bring him back in 5 years. You don't have to kill them because of the actors.
I really do. I think after this, when we did Infinity War and a few other ones, they're probably going to, when they wish him back, if it's not new actors, that's a horrible waste of a thing. Or they're going to do
those are the ones who stayed. That's why I think that could have been a way to.
I think they're going to do Heroes Reborn, where the only way they can fight them is they go into some portal and those characters disappear, and then they can come back years later, and it's like brand new actors. The continuity still counts, but and they can go, oh, the heroes are reborn.
They're going to do that with T'Challa even after.
Well, no, I think he means like with the ones who die this time, like they sacrifice themselves, and then,
AKA the original Avengers,
right? And then they can get replaced. Well, some of them,
I'm okay with that. I think Jeremy Renner will probably stick around because he's free. Yeah, he's free. B, honestly, he does these movies.
I like him.
I do too. I just think it's funny that he is a carpenter in his off time, and that's how he decompresses. Is he takes jobs building people's houses, and originally it was like over L.A., then it became California, and then he just randomly goes all over the country.
Wow, that's
or something
awesome.
like that. I heard
Is he upstairs doing your plumbing?
he could very well be. I don't
Nice.
think.
Did you
I don't
check
think.
him out?
I don't think Bradley
We'll
would
go there right
appreciate.
now.
My roommate Bradley would appreciate saying all his hard work. Because you know what? He'd probably like, "Hey, you're Jeremy Renner. That's pretty cool. You shoot bows.
No, you are.
And
You
you're
play tag.
Ronan, and you played. Yeah, I love tag. Anyway,
I still need to see it.
yeah,
Me too.
if you get a chance, it is. Let me put it this way: I don't want to get your hopes up, but like, say you looked at the trailer and you're like, That's how we felt going in, and we were impressed by it.
I looked at the trailer and I thought, you know what? I could have a drink and really enjoy that movie.
That's just what I said too. I
Yeah.
thought it looks really fun.
I will say it takes an hour to get into the it feels like it takes a while to get in because all the characters they have to get together.
Sure.
And then once they get together with Jeremy Renner, shit starts flying,
Nice.
and it becomes like this is breezy, this is great. Jeremy Renner is a great actor. I'm sad he's not in Mission Impossible, the new Mission Impossible movie.
I'm fine with Henry Cavill though, because that scene
He looks
in the
amazing.
bathroom.
Oh, and the trailer just looks amazing. Yeah, where he's just like they're being the fuck out of it, and they probably are.
I sit in in my car outside of the gym before I go in, and just like watch that GIF on a loop before I go in. Like, let's fucking do this.
This is why I do this.
Well, he
Get in there.
Tom Hanks. Ooh, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
It's actually his birthday today. That's why
It is.
That's why I have Hanks on the brain. So Ant-Man and the Hope. Whoa. Ant-Man and the Hope. Oh, by the way, okay, and that's not
Glad
fair.
you finished that.
And that's not. What did you?
Ant-Man and the Hope.
Oh no! Hope,
wow, we're about to get into some
Hope Van
misogynistic
Dyne,
shit here.
AKA the Wasp. But the thing is that at least I felt this way, and I'll be with it. I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp was awesome because it's not just talking about Scott and Hope. It's talking about the original Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yes.
And that
Yeah,
was
Janet.
so... Because I was
Janet.
like, you're watching and you're like, okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp, haha. Then when as movies going, I was like, yeah, don't kill Janet Van Dyne off first off.
Please don't. I was thinking they'd bring her back and then Ash.
I was
that
actually
did piss me
hoping...
off, but I mean...
I was actually hoping they kept her, and it was just going to be like her and Scott.
That would be nice.
that would have been cool, too.
And I thought that would have been...
Yeah. So you can get actual
Feige, what
good
you doing,
Janet.
buddy?
Right, which would have
good-
been like so weird about the thing, she comes back and then her world
Her
vanishes.
actual world. Yeah, her
Because
daughter
she
that
comes
she's
back.
been waiting for
That
forever.
would have been... Well, I'm not going to lie, though. I am equally terrified for Scott, though, right now, because... G-mini criminy, Quantum Realm, and I don't know, because I'm just watching that, and it took me a second. I was like, okay, where is this? Everyone said it was cute. The cutscene was cute. And I was like, okay, it's kind of cute. Going the Quantum Realm, haha, some typical stuff, which is just good. And then when he didn't respond right, I was like, oh, don't do it. And then you cut back and you just see Ash everywhere, and Sarah's like, Hope just walked away, right? Because I only see two. I was like, no, there's three. There's three.
There's three.
Guys, hello, is anybody that's... Because here's the thing, like, if time travel fixes that, does that mean he's not the Ant-Man anymore?
Well, there's a couple... remember they said that...
Time loop.
Well, she made mention about avoid the time pockets while you're in there.
So it's that. Why would you even mention it if you're not going to do something?
Right,
with
they
it?
mentioned, like, time pockets 2 or 3 times throughout that movie.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay, so we jumped to the very end. So obviously... and also, this movie didn't really have the typical villains, which was nice.
I love the fact that I love Ghost, she could be
Although-
reasoned with was my favorite.
Although I
part.
like Ghost in the comics better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a little bit more like Silver Sable in
Yes.
the comics, but she's an evil version. Well, not evil. She's Silver Sable. I feel like in the books that when Slott wrote her, and he used her for like I think 2 storylines. She's deadly as Silver Sable, and she has the powers. But she's more like Silver Sable. I feel rested more on her morals for the money.
Yeah.
While Ghost just took any job.
Well, and in the comics, Ghost, well, it's a dude, but who cares? You can make it a woman. It doesn't matter.
I'm fine. No, yeah, totally.
But he is primarily an Iron Man villain. So is Walter Goggins' character.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was in like an arc as essentially like a Justin Hammer type person because so many of those exist in
too
Iron
much
Man's
like-
world.
Well, okay. Bring back Justin Hammer, please, dear God, and not in like the short film, like which I think he was in the short film with the Mandarin.
Yes,
which is cool.
Hail to the King.
Hail to the King, which is I love that. But like, pay that off. B, but just bring back Hammer. I felt like Hammer was just like one of the most like the biggest fuck ups of that movie, where like it's not his performance of it. It's just like I feel like it just ends, and there's no. It feels like it should have been going further, or it should have built to something else, but it didn't.
But going back to what I was saying about Ghost,
yeah,
in the comics, Ghost is basically someone who hates corporate America and is anti-capitalist.
Oh, and that's definitely Tony Stark,
and yeah, because like his life was ruined, by companies or something, motivation. But so basically, he works as like an espionage agent inside of companies to take them down for money.
Right. Which because that's what he started to do for Parker Industries,
right. And like that could, I feel like that still. I don't know why they cut that angle of it, because I feel like that is. I feel like they could have done that instead of the S.H.I.E.L.D. angle of the fact that a Ghost has these powers and now uses them to take down corporations because corporations ruined her life by killing her parents. I feel like that, and that could have been interesting about her going after Pym Industries specifically, and kind of an interesting...
Didn't they lose the company anyway, especially because of the whole Civil War thing?
Well, except when she knew that they existed again. Like, she wanted to... Maybe she could want to finish them off or something. But that could be like an interesting, like, 1% kind of angle to it.
And granted, I never thought of this until you were saying this, though. Could it also be... And I don't agree with it one way or the other, because I would like to see that. But my thing is that I wonder if it's were they trying to do like the sins of the mother and the father? So it's like the problem that Ant-Man and the Wasp have is the same problem that the Ant-Man and the Wasp will have, the new generation will have, because they didn't properly handle the situation. Instead of because Ant-Man kind of dropped the ball. The original Pym dropped the ball a little bit.
He was a jerk.
True, but you don't know anything about Lang's dad or Lang's parents.
That's true.
I mean, you have Lang as a parent, and then you have Hope's parents, and then you have Ghost's parents.
Right.
So I mean, you kind of have that amongst all three of us.
It's like Sins of the Mentors, because it was like the Ant-Man and Wasp, or Ant-Man didn't do what he needed to do, didn't take care of his own. Mm-hmm. And so therefore... it is now coming back and affecting the new Ant-Man.
Well, and maybe this is the thing too. So they did the same thing in Iron Man 2, which I understand why they didn't do the exact same thing. But the thing is that to me, it left me. I've watched it multiple times, and I know they do nip it in the bud if you pay attention. It's more in the background. But like in the first few times I view that movie, it leaves a major question if Stark's dad fucked over that guy. And it's in the background, little stuff on the computer screens that prove that he didn't. Mm-hmm. But and then they talk about Iron Man 3 and some of the other stuff. But like that left a huge and I love his dad. His dad, I mean, he's more of an asshole than Tony is in some respects, but he's still the lovable guy that helped Steve and then
Agent
played
Carter.
by the madman.
The Agent Carter stuff with his dad,
all that
great.
stuff was
with Dominic
so
Cooper.
good.
It was so good. And so it's one of those things where it's like you love the character from what you've seen, but that makes you not like the character. And
speaking of, since I know Kevin Feige listens to your podcast.
Oh, of course. Yeah. We're bros. We're bros.
Since you've called him out several times.
Yeah.
Can we get an Agent Carter movie to finish off that TV show, for the love of God?
Oh, my. Actually, I would like a series of Agent Carter films, to be honest with you.
Just if we could have just
one thing,
one ABC movie event. I mean, take all that Inhumans money and use it on something better.
Oh, I love Inhumans, and then they did that to it.
Here's the thing: is the one guy they got from Game of Thrones that played.
It's a good thing they don't count that in their 20 movies for the number one.
Oh, Jesus God, yeah. Well, and that makes me say, man.
Did they spend all their money on the Game of Thrones guy? Is that what you're saying?
No. I really liked him. I liked his casting, and I was like, dude, you're kind of playing a PG version of the character you played over here with less death. Yeah. Kind of. More. Actually, he plays more like the Littlefinger guy. Like he betrays it. He's the double talker. Yeah. And I was like, well, that's perfect for him. And I really, And then I watched like the pilot. And I was like, oh, this is god awful horrible. I felt bad for him.
4 or 5 into it, and it was just like, Black Bolt, you are acting like you. Does he not know what a pen and paper are? Why is he acting like even gesturing or saying like I am mute? but like everyone was making fun. The police officers were making fun of him and all this stuff, and I was just like, write down that you can't talk, that you were a mute.
That's what he did in the books.
So
like he would just write down stuff and
he didn't. He couldn't fucking do that. And
or throw up some sign language.
Exactly, he did it. He did it in the prison when he finally met another Inhuman. But I was just
that's very frustrating writing to me. And it drives me up the fucking wall.
That's why I stopped. I was just like,
I can't.
Well, I didn't start. I refused to start.
My dad, being an old school comic fan, he loved the show, but I think it's just because he's never seen the Inhumans done any type of justice.
Actually, I know someone else who's like, "This is the best Marvel thing I've seen in a while." I'm like,
well, he didn't say it's the best thing ever. He just goes.
Did you watch the movie?
I question a lot of this person's views.
Okay, all right.
Well, my dad, he would just go, "Are you watching the Inhumans? It got really good this week." And that's all he would say. I was like, really? I've not heard good things about it. I didn't watch the pilot, or I didn't enjoy the pilot. I couldn't even finish it. So, I'm sorry.
S.H.I.E.L.D. got good on and off, but...
Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. had, like, ups and downs where you're like, okay, I'm going to stick with it because it gets better.
Well, the first season, everyone gave it the full... And then when it hit that, the Winter Soldier part, it became, oh, shit.
They should have started the show... like about 6 episodes later than they did or something. I mean, I get why they did it, but still.
Yeah, in my dad's defense, he didn't think it's the greatest thing ever. He's just like, it's cool.
Good,
the Inhumans are in like...
stuff he read.
Yeah.
You know?
I also love the fact that, okay, if she's been working for S.H.I.E.L.D. this whole time...
Yeah.
How?
Oh, well, are you talking about like in the quantum realm?
Well, no, Ghost.
Oh,
she says she's been working for S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think she was secretly working. She didn't know she was working for Hydra the whole time.
Right, but even then, no one has really been working for S.H.I.E.L.D. for maybe 3 years at this point, other than...
Oh, I thought... I took it as she was working for S.H.I.E.L.D. when S.H.I.E.L.D. was around, and when S.H.I.E.L.D...
Yeah.
Then she's like... Now she's beginning to dissolve because she's...
Yeah.
That's what... I don't know.
That's why she went to...
No, I mean, that's a... I kind of thought that for a second, too. But again, this is the problem. That's one of those things they could be a little bit more clear on, where we are all retconning it, trying to fill in what is not super clear.
And I really liked... I'm blanking on that actress's name.
She was in Ready Player One.
Right, and I liked her in this.
But yeah, I didn't like. Here's the thing I like too is that they took Bill, who's Goliath, and they made him bad, but not bad. He's just trying to do the right thing for this person who has questionable morals. But the part to me I love where he's just like, if you touch that little girl, I'm done.
Oh my
I'm
God!
done.
Well, he's one of the many people that obviously Hank Pym has pushed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hank Pym was even more prickly in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're really getting to see his, like, and every single thing you've seen him punch someone or be
mean
or someone say, you know, he pushed me away, he did this. I mean, Ghost's dad, Ava's dad, was another perfect example of that.
I liked, and granted, if you read the comic books or just know of them, I didn't read a lot of them. I only read like the first few issues of the Ant-Man for Marvel Now they did.
Okay.
Where Scott's daughter gets kidnapped by, I think, Dr. Doom or something like. Or
isn't she dead currently?
No, she joined the new Fantastic or the new FF as it was called because she was the girl that was in the Thing costume.
Okay,
or something like that.
She was dead at one point, and I kind of it was like right after they brought Scott back, they killed her as Stature or something, and it annoyed me.
Yeah, but I like the part where she's just like
the ones that I've read are the ones where she's actually in the part of the team.
Okay.
When I got really excited when she's like, I thought you meant meant me.
Yeah, right. And I was just like, are you going to give her a suit or something? That'd be cool.
Well, I wonder too if when they're doing time hopping in Infinity War, if we're going to go to the future and she'll be
the Young Avengers of the future.
It could be pretty cool.
With like we could see like Ricky, the Tony Stark's replacement, which then she was unreplaced, and because Dan Slott's now doing Tony Stark, Iron Man. Right. But like she's now part of the Young Avengers, or no, the Champions. She's part of the Champions.
So you could see either Young Avengers, like some kind of mix of Young Avengers, Champions, MC4.
Oh my god!
Wasn't that the next version?
Yeah. I would love. Well, they announced at one point. Well, here's the part where I'm a little wondering. They're doing Captain Marvel, but they said at some point they're hoping in the next 10 years to do Miss Marvel, and I'm like, I love.
She's
yes.
so cute.
But yeah, no, I liked that they didn't make Bill the super bad guy because I mean, outside of Walter Goggins, they didn't really have like an actual bad guy,
Right?
Because even what you guys thought at the end of the movie was she wasn't fully healed, but she was healed enough that she was fine.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I thought she was healed until the mid-credit scene, and I was like, "Oh, this is obviously something they're working on."
Right? Because that was
more of the healing energy from.
And it would be pretty awesome if they make her, if she shows up again and she's a character that can control it.
Yes,
because that would be pretty sweet.
What I was thinking that how to get Scott out of his thing is she comes looking for the healing energy. Like, what's happening? Oh, why is there a speaker here? What's going on? What do I need to push?
Yeah.
Click, done, back.
Well, even then, she could be phasing in and out of the realm.
Yeah,
and he could see her in between the stuff and like have her.
And that's why she didn't get zapped out of the universe because she was in between.
No, imagine too if she's fading in and out. She tells him what happened in the real world. He goes into a time pocket, ends up five weeks before Infinity War.
And then we get the real Age of Ultron. Sorry. That's one of those things, like, it always irked me, is that's kind of what the Age of Ultron was about, was killing Hank Pym. Because Hank Pym, the thing is that, and God love Bendis, this was a good point, everyone shits on Ant-Man, like the original Hank Pym, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man made Ultron.
And he made Ultron, but he also, he did a bunch of things. And that was the whole thing, is that by doing that, you undo a bunch of other good stuff he did, too, outside of And so it just, which I thought was such an interesting. I mean, it's not been done before, but I was like, oh yeah, I've not really like he got the original champions was like Iceman, Hercules, Doctor Strange,
Silver Surfer.
It
was a weird match.
I just remember that I have the Godzilla issue where they fight the champions or whatever, and that's one of those weird things where they defeat Godzilla. Well, no, he gives it to him, and then at the end they defeat with S.H.I.E.L.D.'s help because it's Dum Dum Dugan driving the helicarrier, and it's just a full bombardment of Godzilla in San Francisco, by the way. Clever foreshadowing. Anyway, but I thought that was so cool, but apparently they got that group together, and so, like, Morgana and all her cronies, like, they killed Doctor Strange off years before that, and, like, it was just very bad.
I love, too, old school Marvel comics, and the fact, like, that group put together versus like now, if you look at it and think about like power levels and stuff, like Iron Man, Iceman hanging out with Doctor Strange. What?
It's such a bizarre.
Yeah,
it is, but it's so cool. I have a newfound appreciation for Doctor Strange. My dad always loved Doctor Strange, and I was like, he was always Spider-Man's buddy. He came to. That's how I knew Doctor Strange. I never read him in his own comic book. I never read Midnight Suns. I heard about Midnight Suns, which I heard was good.
Yeah,
but like,
it was hit or miss. But it was as anything, it was good until they decided to spin it off into like 6 comics.
Oh, Jesus! Sometimes
like
when you had
Ghost
Rider Classic, and then
Johnny
Vengeance,
Blaze, Spears of Vengeance, or is it Vengeance or Spears of
Vengeance was the third one.
Oh, for God's sake!
Because
it's Johnny Blaze, the new
Danny Ketch,
Ronnie Ramos.
But there was Vengeance, who was the third one. That was
before.
I can't remember who Vengeance was, because Vengeance was like
Jessica would
one
know.
of those,
she's like a big Ghost Rider.
Late 90s cool characters who had like a purple skull with huge mandibles kind of thing.
Who looked more like Death's Head / Predator.
Yeah.
Because Death's Head, Death's Head 2. I've still never really seen a good picture of Death's Head. Because if you look up Death's Head, I feel like it always pulls up the second one where it kind of looks like a Predator thing. Or his face looks almost like that, but it's like half machine, half...
I had those comics at the time.
Yeah. And that relates to Ant-Man and the Wasp just many ways.
Really kooky, weird stuff. That this one doesn't... And I'll tell you what, that is actually one of the coolest things in here. That'll bring me to something I teased earlier.
Yes.
Is Randall Park's character, Jimmy Woo.
Yeah.
I love him.
What is it? Yeah.
Is in the comics, and he is a big character. Came through S.H.I.E.L.D. He actually founded the Agents of Atlas, which, if you want to have really fucking cool Silver Age, like crazy type stuff, Agents of Atlas. They put out a hardcover of the entire. They brought it back after Secret Invasion. I want to say, cause when a lot of the heroes were gone, or maybe after Dark Empire, or one of those. Yeah. Recently, with I think Leonard Kirk doing the artwork. and I can't remember who was writing it, but it's so good. But it's Jimmy Woo leading it as the FBI agent. You know, a gorilla in a suit, a giant robot. I mean, it's essentially kind of like the Invisibles or whatever. Inside.
Okay, so this is...
I highly recommend checking out Agents of Atlas.
So this is where my brain goes. You're talking about that, and I go, oh, that's so cool, that FBI agent leads that. And I was like, but the FBI, man, sometimes, like, they're kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. in some ways. And then I started thinking S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Hydra, and then I went to, like, oh, giant organizations are not good. And then I went to, who was Walter Goggins working for?
He doesn't say.
He doesn't say, and I'm kind of intrigued about what that means for the third one, or is it like a throwaway? It doesn't matter. He's just buying something on the black market to get rid of it, which I thought in itself was really interesting. But I really, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Woo, Nomura, Gorilla Man, Human Robot, Uranium, and Venus.
I don't know who any of those characters are. Are they all Golden Age?
I think they're all like Silver Age.
Silver Age?
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
I definitely check them out. But that brings me to the thing that I never knew I wanted more than anything until I saw this movie is a Randall Park and Paul Rudd romantic comedy.
Okay.
I'd ship the shit out of that one.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I want that.
Well, I think it's just...
Do you want to get something for dinner afterwards? I mean...
Did you want it?
I
I mean, I
That
can.
was so cute. Oh, my God, the ending. I was just like, kiss the whole time.
I want to see a romantic comedy with the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
yeah.
I there was a video someone posted on Twitter where they randomly walked, or maybe it was Instagram. Someone walked into like a karaoke place, and Paul Rudd was there, and he just wanted to karaoke, so he like did like a Bill Murray and just lumped in, and he's like, "I'll pay for the room if you guys can get drinks." And so he paid for the room, and they have video of him just singing karaoke. They're doing, which is one of my favorite songs, "One Night in Bangkok" from Chess.
Oh, I love that.
And I was just like, he's like, I just want to karaoke. So I went out karaoke. I was like, I would like to hang out with Paul Rudd.
Me.
I would like to see Paul Rudd hang out with Randall Park. I would like to see that, is what I'm trying to say, because I find him to be already a charming and affable guy.
Both of them.
And yes.
Like,
I mean, did he gain weight for the interview? Because I feel like when he played, because didn't he play the?
He might have. Yeah,
I think
don't
he
know.
did. Yeah, Fireworks. You know, he's he's the big
Yeah.
fucker. I can't think of his name right now. Jong-un or whatever.
So this brings us into Keith's comment.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Jessica responded, by the way.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's one of those. I really enjoyed it. It was light. It was breezy.
Yeah.
So Keith says, all I want to say is that I hope that people give it the credit that it deserves, in a sense that there is actually not just being fun, but is also that there's real substance there. So, because it hides it. It's like, haha, funny. But then if you think about it, this is going to give us some of the answers to Avengers 4.
Kind
So,
of.
yeah.
I mean, I really like the substance of the heart of everything, too.
Yeah,
is that
no, I agree. It had heart.
everything he does in that is about being true to himself, which is good and bad. So, like, he wants to help. He feels horrible that what he did in Germany fucked over Hank and Hope. He probably could have used Hope's help in Germany. It didn't happen. You know what I mean? And so he made some mistakes, but it's always about his little girl and the ones he loves, which is, by extension, Hope.
I mean, the heart of the entire movie is responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's either claiming responsibility or not claiming responsibility for various things.
Where you at?
Right.
Wait, you did. Sorry, that was
so I mean, and it's great that like there are a lot of side characters in there that get little moments without stealing things.
They did. I wish they. I'm fine with these, but when Michael Pena did his whole, let me tell you a story, and that whole thing, I
loved it.
I loved it.
love
It was
it
one of my
too.
favorite parts of the last
Yeah.
one. And like last one, they did the rule of 3 with it, didn't
Yeah.
they?
Mm-hmm.
It built up to 3. This one is just
We
the fact
got
they only.
one.
Well, they did the rule of 3 within one.
Yes, they
which
did.
is where they kept interrupting him.
Yeah.
But I still like.
But that-
do two more.
But they did. But the callback of that was then the bad guys doing it.
Oh well. Oh yeah. At the very very.
So they still did they did it as a callback.
Yeah, but I wanted to see Michael Pena.
Oh, yeah.
That's because I just love him telling a story, and it's like, "Ooh, let me tell you with my sister, with this other person."
What's funny too is I know a lot of people are like trying to read too much into their hats and jackets for what their company was called.
Oh, the
Ex-Con.
Yeah.
Like X-Men.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
calm the fuck off,
Because the
people.
first one he mentioned they got a guy that climbs walls, and then Spider-Man came in, but no one knew that deal had happened. Now he's got X-Con on there.
Yeah, but they knew, I think, with Ant-Man that Spider-Man was already to go. So that is that was for sure a MCU reference. But
I know. People love trying to find. Although there was, although people were right about the Easter egg from the first one about Janet being seen.
What?
When Scott is in the quantum realm in the first one, there is a flash of an outline
of the Wasp
of someone.
Okay,
and like there was a fan theory that it was the Wasp, and Peyton was like, "Yeah,
cool,
we put that in there."
Oh, nice.
It's nice too that Peyton came back for this one as well, and can we point out how adorable a small Paul Rudd is? When he's running around the school.
Gosh.
That was
because I'm like, okay, this is gonna be
annoying.
It's kind of annoying, but it's just really adorable.
Apparently, that was also the hardest thing for them to film.
Really?
If you're not used
having to mess with the scale and practical effects of him being small and big in that environment,
and
next to normal sized people.
Because I don't think Evangeline Lilly had to deal with too much of that on The Hobbit. You know what I mean? And if so, it was probably very limited. AKA, she probably stood on like 3 apple boxes.
Yep.
And the other guy was in a pit, or he was on his knees, or because I remember it's the most beautiful thing to watch and see how they did it.
Yeah.
Was like just the scene of like Bilbo and Frodo in the Fellowship of the Ring and Gandalf at the table, and they're just talking, and it's a shot of you're at the edge of the table looking down, and they're talking and eating or whatever, and literally it's Gandalf is right next to the camera, and then probably about 30 feet down. That's how long the table is. Is those,
nice.
and if you look at it, it doesn't look like the table's out. It looks like it's a table we're at right now, probably 5-6 feet. But that's what I'm saying. It's all trickery of the eye, in this case, the camera. But I'm starting to logically think about how I would do that. And I'm like, I suck at math, so my brain's already hurting because I'm trying to math. I go, how? Oh God! And
Now, was there a joke made? I tried looking up to see if there was or not, or if I'm just Mandela affecting this.
Shazam!
Was there a joke at the end when they were watching the movie Them?
Yeah.
Where she says something about I swear there's some kind of reference at some point to
the
Lord
Hobbit?
of the Rings, and then saying like there's not like it was too many guys in it or something, and eventually Lenny goes, "I agree."
I don't remember.
I thought it was in there, but I can't find.
I just remember when that scene started to play for Sarah and I, it was kind of a decompressing scene. Yeah. And so we were kind of like, oh, cool, they're at this. And it was just kind of like a murmur from the crowd kind of thing. And so I wasn't.
I swear they said that right when the moth attacked them, but I don't know. It could have been my brain thinking that they should have, or I don't know.
I thought it was a Lord of the Rings reference, but I wasn't sure.
Right, I thought there was some kind of Lord of the Rings reference.
When the moth hit. Yeah, okay.
And then
that's the part I was like, oh Jesus, where are they at?
And then something about like too many boys or something. Eventually they say, and I agree.
Okay, so this is the other thing too. Are those just the other cars in general?
He just set up a little scene for Cassie.
I thought it was a scene, but I was like...
Are they all the other Matchbox cars from the set?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I knew exactly what it was.
Louis forgot to shrink the van.
Come on, Louis. But, I mean...
No, actually it shrunk. He forgot to pick it up.
Yeah, he didn't pick it up.
But, okay, someone... I think our mutual friend Peter said something on a comment, which I thought was interesting, but I was like, if they shrunk the building and move it around, wouldn't stuff go flying around everywhere? I was like, but if you're Hank Pym, you're probably smart enough to go, well, this stays right here, this stays right here. But like when they walk in, though, they have like stuff laying about like they're building the place. And I was like, it's not wrong either. I don't know.
I also I love that you don't know if they built that building small and grew it, or if they built it big and shrunk it.
Built it small because the one thing on the wall, the thing that was doing the time, was a paperclip.
But did he just bring a paperclip in rather than buy a clock and make it big? You know, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't.
No, it's the quantum thing that they were making. It wasn't an actual clock. It was like the quantum thing that they were looking at when they're all holding hands at the end.
Oh yeah,
or in the middle. And there was like all the. I was like, oh my god, that's a paperclip. That's like a thing.
It's all real kind of stuff that's been cobbled together. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, did they build
a Duracell battery in there? It took me. I was like, is that Duracell? That's a Duracell battery. It's a Duracell battery.
It is kind of one of those things. And I tell you what, that is one thing I did love, is the fact that the MacGuffin is an office building.
Yeah,
it's like. The MacGuffin is an entire office building, which is beautiful.
I mean, that is one of those things where if you do look at it, you're going like, well, no, was it built? I mean, because here's the thing, like,
I know,
I get that, but I was like, but it's a building,
and there's like, load bearing.
It's load bearing, but also, how do you do the basement of that so it's also movable? So then I'm just like, did you like build a sheet over top of it and do the foundation small, then grow it big, and then put normal?
That was the problem I had with the house. That was the problem I had with the house. Because remember in the first movie, he broke into the basement.
Yeah.
And when he put the house on the beach and made it big, there's clearly no basement.
Let Shannon and Hank have their happy ending. Well, no, I'm with you. No, that's a valid
point. They don't have a happy ending.
It's also one of those questions I had about, like, they always talk about how, like, the amount of force
they're dead.
What's that? Well, it's The Incredibles. They're dead. They're dead. They're all dead. Like, that's when you're like, oh, God. Scott might as well be dead, too.
Like, the amount of force they always show that they can kick with and punch with in their small size because of density.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you were to actually... I mean, I took physics a couple times in college before I passed. But would not that case of cars be incredibly dense and heavy?
I thought so.
Like
it's like he had the tank on his keychain, and I'm always like, it's still got the same mass.
So
right.
So this is the interesting thing. I remember this is one of my things. My dad, anytime he would talk to me about Ant-Man, he's like, "Here's the thing about Ant-Man. He would become Giant Man, and when he becomes Giant Man, he can't move that fast." And he gets weaker and more tired and more slow. Mm-hmm. And so when that happened in Civil War, my dad, like, he was just like in nerd heaven. Because, and then, of course, there's a line, my dad hasn't seen it yet because I usually see these movies with him, but I'm excited for him. He goes, "Oh, you remember that? I slept for like 10 days straight. I was so tired." I was like, he's going to love that.
When he starts, he's like, oh, so tired.
Right. No.
Come on, guys. Move. He's trying to put the building down.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I
tell you, that is something that bummed me out, is that in the previews, how often they kept showing the scene of him rising.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating.
And it was like, that's the last...
That's a pretty big scene to spoil.
It is. And that's one of those things that annoys me, because that scene is everywhere in the previews and in the promo. And so
it will probably be on when we post it on Facebook.
Right, yeah. Oh, no, exactly. Well, because that is like one of those, like, the kind of shot that they've been using that everyone associates with the movie. But like, when you're in there, it's like Crate for me in Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
When like you see so much, when you see so much in the marketing and the advertising, that you're sitting there in the movie waiting for that cool shit you saw sometimes.
What scene? In Last Jedi?
Oh, is it when they arrive on Crate?
Well, yeah, when they show like the planet, this white sands with like the red on it.
It hadn't happened yet, and you're just like, what are we? We're going to Crate. It's the only thing you realize, like, well, that must be the red dust planet.
The first time I saw Last Jedi, I kept going, okay, wait, this is the end, right? No, this is not the end. Oh, this is the this is the end. And then one second time I watched it, I was able to actually enjoy it
Yeah,
fully.
I honestly think Last Jedi is so much better a second time you see it.
Yeah, definitely.
I really liked it the first time, but the second time I was like, I feel like I get this way definitely with the Star Wars movies and somewhat with the Marvel movies, a little bit less, but with this one I did because of the marketing and how they kept putting that one image everywhere. This one you're like, but we haven't got to this yet.
Right.
And so like I'm like kind of like a bit.
The one thing from the preview that they had in the preview but they didn't have in the movie was
I know. Go for it.
Ant-Man says, "You go low, I'll go high."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why will I go high? I've got wings." Or "Why would I go low? I have wings." And then, but they don't have that scene where they fight together.
They also had multiple versions of what he says to the people on the boat in the previews.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I saw at least 2 or 3 different alt takes
I can't
in the
wait
boat.
till the bloopers to get all those.
There's like one where he gets up, he's like, "Hello, humans, I'm going to eat you." Just kidding. I wanted to say that. Hey!
No, I thought that too, because I thought about that for a second. I was like, yeah, where's the verse like, you go low, I go high? It's like, why would I go low? I have wings, I can fly. Why would I? And then she's like, move, and she just goes above him, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, their fight scene was pretty neat, but no, but again, you're looking. Well, what was it? Did they have it in front of for you guys the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer?
Well,
Yes, kind of.
Oh no, you had issues with the theater.
I had a whole buttload of issues.
Yeah, the AC was out. Right?
Yeah, the AC was out, so they moved us to a different theater. Which then
roasting.
Then I ordered food that never arrived.
I hate that.
And then I went out and I was like, yeah, my food never arrived. The guy was like, "Do you have your receipt?" I was like, no, because I can't give you money without your receipt back. So I went over to the bar where I'd ordered it, and they got me the receipt. They go, "We'll go ahead and take care of it here for you." I'm like, cool. So, and they took my food off and they gave it back to me and left the tip on. I'm like, no. I'm not fucking tipping on food I didn't get. Take
The tip off too, yeah.
Like, I'm not
trying to be an asshole here.
Right.
Like,
I was like,
if you had given me food, I would tip you.
Yeah.
I was like, I gave you a nice tip on food I didn't get, so I'm certainly not going to let you keep that tip.
Jesus.
So they had to run it again. And so it was like, it took me 25 minutes to get through the whole thing. So I went over, when it was done, I went back to the first manager I talked to. I said, they took care of it at the bar. He goes, yeah. He goes, okay, cool. No, first I thought, when I went to talk to him the first time, he goes, "Do you want us to rerun that order for you?"
No.
No.
I'm done. I'm leaving the fucking theater.
I don't go to a movie theater to get food to go.
Yeah, like,
I mean, you're not like, oh, you know what I
not that
really,
great
you know what I
anyway,
really
guys.
want today? Movie theater food.
I mean, who doesn't like some pretzel bites with some cheese?
I did order the quinoa bowl, the Southwestern quinoa bowl, but
Nice. You at Easton?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay,
got-
because
they've got good food there.
Go to Easton.
They do have good
They have
food.
good food there. But it's also not something I'm like, oh, I want that
Oh,
to
I
take
need to get
home.
this, yeah.
An overpriced Southwestern
Honey,
quinoa
forsooth,
bowl.
we shall go to Easton, to the delightful theater food.
To the McGuffin's restaurant.
Guffin's restaurant.
At the top of the escalators,
Where-
where though we shall sit at a tabletop and have them bring us $9 beers.
It's like, wench, I demand more cheese sticks. Boom. It's like, sir, can you please not litter the floor?
Yeah. So the guy was like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah. Well, sorry about." He's like, "Oh, sorry about that." I was like,
How about
and I
free
kind of
movie
stood there for a
tickets?
second, and like they were having trouble. I had to say it like several times because like they have so many fans going. They're obviously having a bad day. It's like, and you know, I was definitely fine with them moving it to another theater. It's a pain in the ass, but you know, what are you going to do? They gave us all like a free extra ticket
Okay.
and refunded our
cool.
money so that like we saw it for free.
Nice.
We got it. But I'm on the AMC A list, so it doesn't matter because I get
So many free tickets. Yeah.
free on
Yeah.
my app. So it's like you know, it is what it is. You guys are making it right for the movie. I don't mind that. But like when he's like yeah, sorry about that. At the end of the ticket, I said under my breath, I was like, that's supposed to be a comma, not a period, motherfucker.
I too had problems at Ant-Man, which is we got tickets, and when I went to our seat, we saw someone there, and I was like, oh, Jesus, not
Not
this.
again.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
God.
it's very rare when you get this. And we weren't at Lennox, we were at Marcus,
Okay.
which is
Yep, I was
more...
about to ask that.
Yeah, and so...
Because Lennox hit or miss if they allow the seating.
Right. If you go to them, they allow the seating.
Yeah.
But if not, yeah. So when we went there, and also just the last few times, it's just like the audience wasn't super. Infinity War was, but the audience was just meh. Once like Jurassic World or whatever. And so we went up, and apparently, and this is what was sad, is that the guy was on the. So if you walk into Marcus, you're facing me. Mm-hmm. The one on my left, your right, is the slowest touchscreen because it's just older machine, and the one on my right, your left, and God love the manager who was trying. It's like, look, there's these seats, and it happens to be this 2 seats next to us were open.
Oh my gosh!
And he was tapping them in, and I just looked over, and there's this one couple was like, "What time does Ant-Man start? I like to think about Ant-Man, please." Honey, do you really want to see Ant-Man? You didn't like Ant-Man. Do you want to see this one? Well, I like Paul Rudd. I don't really know. And I'm just watching it, and I'm looking back, and I feel like Darth Vader. It's like Ant-Man couple. Manager typing my tickets back in. Ant-Man couple, tickets back in. Well, you look at that. It just said they're not available. And he's like, thank you. And I was like, we will see you again soon. Because the manager's like, look, I don't know what happened. Take these tickets at this next aisle, which I didn't really want to take because they're like close to the front. Like we were in C row. We were B on the end, which wasn't great. But because they're the lean backs, it was actually okay. But we sat there, and the manager's like, look, just sit. I don't know what happened. Just sit in the seats until someone comes. And I was like, okay. So I was there, and I sat there, and right when we saw that, I was like, we meet again. And they didn't know me. They didn't hear me and my issues, and I wasn't going to let. And the guy next to me, I told him, he was super cool about it. Because I also said, I was like, look, dude, you were technically there before Sarah and I were. The seats are yours. I'm not going to fight you on.
Did you buy your tickets first, or did you buy your tickets online and they bought their tickets
we both bought them online through Fandango, and he thinks that Fandango is like, you clicked on it at the same time, and the Fandango is like, you both get C7 and C8.
See, when Keith and I happened to Keith and I, we bought them through Fandango. The people that came later bought theirs like months ago, and we had bought ours like weeks ago.
Oh,
for Black Panther. So it was just like, I'll let you have your tickets, and then we sat in the front row.
When I saw Ant-Man, I saw it with the Wheelers and a few other people, and then someone brought a baby. It was like crying the whole time.
Jesus, that's horrible.
And I remember that was like we had a run of like, saw I think Ant-Man and King Kong back to back with babies, and Scott Wheeler, and Scott was just like, we should never see a movie together again.
Yeah, it's like, please come on my podcast, but don't ever see it with me. I will see. We can pass each other walking in. You can go, you going to that theater? Good, I'm going to this one. We cannot, because if not, there will be a baby nearby. Nothing wrong with babies, but dear Lord. Okay, so this is my other question, not related to that, because you brought, so A-list for Stubbs. How does that work with you and your wife?
Well, she doesn't like movies, so...
she's
not as into seeing movies in the theater as I am.
Oh.
Right.
She prefers to watch them at home.
I mean, it was like the sun was beating down on my brow, just like the guy beat down the brow of the woman he killed. Oh,
so
boom, Sherlock.
You know who's in?
That was bad.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Wait for it.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
A lot of people.
Michelle Pfeiffer, who is also in the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
See how it gets back?
Here's another thing I'll say about that, is all the marketing for her totally killed any kind of, who is this person walking towards Hank Pym?
I didn't see any marketing for her.
It came out like about a week or two ago.
Yeah, they did like character posters of everybody.
Oh, I didn't see.
And her character poster is basically her in the outfit she's in at the very end.
Wasp. Oh.
So to get on...
Not in her Wasp uniform, which I think they should have done. But.
I realized how we got completely off topic, and this is my fault to an extent. Well, it's always my fault, but in particular, like I remember this time why it was my fault, which was I asked about the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There is something in which relates to the point you made, though, you both made about how that one scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp where he comes up over, he's gigantic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably bigger than 65 feet, people.
Oh.
Just like to point that out, Bill, if you're listening.
New record.
Yeah.
Goliath.
Goliath. Take that, son.
We need to explain to Nick later how fictional characters work.
Okay.
What? No, he's not real. No! He's dead.
No.
He's dead.
No, he's listening to the podcast. Okay, don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
We don't want to hurt him like that.
Good point.
Hey, have you seen Sesame Street? They're all real. I saw them live. Which actually, that is a fucked up thing when you're a child and you know that they're puppets, but they're called Muppets, and then you see Sesame Street live and you're like,
why are they so tall?
Why are they so tall? But why? What? They're not puppets. What the fuck? Like, you have Brandon, you don't really say that, but you're like, what? I thought Big Bird was fake. And it's
Elmo
like,
touches you.
Real? No. Ooh.
What about Mr. Snuffleupagus? When I was growing up, that was a big deal. He was invisible and no one saw him. It took Big Bird getting sick and almost dying.
Clip. You want to fucking cry? Watch that clip, that whole episode. Actually, they do stuff from the previous few episodes because they're building up to everyone's from Big Bird. We get it. You have a make friend who's make believe. No, I really do. And then it's they're all at Mr. Hooper's bar and they're all lined up and they do an awesome shot where they just do the Spielberg zoom out as they're zooming in or pulling back as they're zooming in on everyone's faces when Mr. Snuffleupagus comes into the store and they're like, Big Bird, we're so sorry we didn't believe you. But then you feel kind of bad for him, and then it goes into the serious thing is if a child tells you something, don't always dismiss it. Because I think someone gets hurt or something like that, and Big Bird was trying to tell
someone almost dying. Yes.
As always in Sesame Street. What's death? Where did Mr. Hooper go? You're like, wah, wah. No. Also sadness. Watch that scene. Yeah.
No, I lived through that one.
I did too. The one. No, this is way freaking off topic.
That's okay.
We're off topic from Wreck-It Ralph, which is completely off topic.
Okay, no, but
do you remember? Wait.
No, I'll let y'all go for it. Just finish it.
Do you remember the Big Bird with the Egyptian scene where they were in the Smithsonian or they were somewhere, and the little Egyptian boy has died, and he's worried about his soul being as light as a feather. His
God
heart.
Damn it!
And I was just and I remember watching this as a small child, going, "Oh my God, what if my soul or heart is not as light as that?"
I feel like we're also going to do Jaws because my first thing is I can beat that. I can beat that. And I just want to pull up, follow that bird, and just watch the end of that fucking train wreck.
Go. Wreck-It Ralph.
So Wreck-It Ralph. There's a scene in the trailer where, in the first trailer you saw, it ends with it's really funny of a clip of them in an app, and the app is being played by a child in real time, and it's hysterical. If you watch the trailer,
see that one.
Pretty much it's
to spoil it.
Oh Jesus! It's a feeding game where it's if a pancake appears, you slide it to the bunny. If it's an ice cream sundae, you slide it over, or if it's eggs, you slide it over to the kitty. Well, Ralph and Penelope just go, look what I found in the back, just a whole shitload of pancakes. Not shitload, but whole tons of pancakes. And he's like, who loves the pancakes? Ralph, you can't give it to the kitty, you can only give it to the bunny. So he's just like, pancake, 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 pancake. And you just see the kid looking at it going, what's going on? I'm not doing this. And all of a sudden you cut to the bunny and she's like, Ralph, I think you should stop. Okay, with just one more pancake. And all of a sudden you just cut to the child. And it's really funny. The new one, though, they cut to in the internet. They go to Disney World, on the internet, and you see Stormtroopers, you see the Muppets, you see Marvel,
and you see all the princesses, and they all.
You see all the princesses, and they go, which that in itself, it's really funny,
hilarious.
But I do go, is that your money shot scene? Is that the Ant-Man rising out of the water? Because if so, that's going to piss me off. Because that, to me, how do you top that?
The only funny thing, yeah.
And because everything leading up to it is cool, but it's not a huge spoiler. He goes to a search engine, and that's some funny jokes there. But that to me, I hate when movies do that, where it's because that scene is that's embedded into your brain.
Yeah.
If you're 80 minutes into Wreck-It Ralph 2 and they haven't seen the princesses yet, well, fuck.
That's how I felt with the scene they kept putting in the Ant-Man trailers of the ant playing the drums.
Yes.
And then you see it on the app. And I was like, okay, well, that's a clever way of kind of working that in.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was, too.
I thought it was, too. And then I had to pee so bad. I was waiting through those damn credits.
For a fucking scene that was in the goddamn trailer.
I was so mad. Other than seeing the emergency broadcast signal. That was the only change in that scene, was that the emergency broadcast signal was going on the TV in the background.
Yep.
So, but it's the same thing. Like I didn't catch. I mean, I did, but
it was, when they were having to like find stuff and get into systems and other people work on other people's computers. There was none of that.
Like, I mean, they kind of do it in the first Jurassic Park, but I feel it's still done cleverly, which is like, she's like, I think she says I'm in, but she's like, it's a Linux system. It's a Linux. I was like, way better, because that's something, because I use Mac a lot, and if I would go up and I was like, it's a Mac. It's a Mac. Jurassic Park is run by Macs. I would be like, click, 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 yeah. Or same thing with Windows. If you know Windows, you're going to be like, they use the Windows system.
That's one of those things I always like try and tell people. It's like, if you want to see actual hacking, watch Mr. Robot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I will say, though, one of the coolest things ever, and I will stand by it, but my cousin went on, I don't know what she did with this DVD. Remember when DVD-ROMs were like their own thing? You pop in the computer, you could do cool stuff. Swordfish. Mm-hmm. You could turn the feature off once you were into it, but you had to hack your way into the DVD-ROM to watch the movie, which is stupid, but it's just cool. And it's simple stuff, too, but like they ask you security questions, and you're like just guessing what they are, and then it goes, quickly type this as fast as you can. So you try to type it out, and it's like, we found 4 errors in that, try again.
Oh boy, the hacking and Swordfish.
Which, oh yeah, that in itself is ridiculous, but it made it kind of fun. Because then you're like, oh, I'm in a fun mood of fun. Fun.
Yay, fun.
Yay, fun. I just want to keep saying fun over and over again. You know what was fun, though? This movie.
You know. What I really liked about it was how they used Wasp, how she totally used the shrinking and enlarging to her advantage. And it was totally believable that no one was like, what? How is this girl doing this? It's like, no, it's been set from the first movie that she is a black belt in these 2 things, and she knows how to do this stuff.
I also like how Scott's more of a mess up in this one than he is in the last one. That's the suit thing.
I was a little upset about is like, he is smart. Why are we not,
Well, he's not tech smart as much as those guys are. He is smart.
He's had 2 years
did kind of solve the one problem at one point.
Right. And he also...
We're being very vague on what the one problem... No, I'm with you. But like, he did solve the one problem.
I can't remember the sciencey terms. Yeah. But like, when he had the old suit of tracking...
And when he opened up in the first movie, he opened up the thing, was like, hey, I think I can fix this. And he's like, no, you don't want to do that. Pym comes in and says, no, you don't want to do that. You could do this other thing. And he's like, okay, gotcha. Don't want to mess with it. Why mess with the bad thing? Yeah, that type of stuff. So,
but
he is smart, and so I think they made him.
I wish they gave him more out of his skills, other than like they used his skills. I think like with the ex-con group, as like, and everyone like constantly saying like how good he is at planning these things, but then when it comes down to it, his 2 big contributions to the plan was misdirection
and heart.
No, but I mean, like, of like his was from his online close-up magic of doing misdirection.
Oh yes,
right, and which that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and the person who ran the online close-up magic university apparently is the guy who runs the Magic Castle out in L.A.
Really?
That's cool.
Jinx. All right. Do we have any random straggling thoughts? With or without Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I feel like we talked majority about other things instead of Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The movie was actually really good. I did. It was. Usually because... And here's the thing. I think you said this too when we first started. Like, you can start trying to guess where things go. Mm-hmm. And like for me... I that's just how my brain works, but it doesn't ruin the enjoyment of. For the most part, it doesn't ruin the enjoyment of the film for me. Yeah. My problem is that when I feel like what I'm seeing up here makes way more sense than what the fuck you did, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Let me put it this way: you start to wish that the girl was a fucking half dinosaur, half human inbred.
Well, I will say
that just because they even do like a Spielberg zoom in and they focus on her eye, and I'm like, do a fucking lizard, and then it never happens. You're like, fuck you, movie! You make no fucking sense. I'm sorry, we're done. This is not about Jurassic World.
We'll have to make sure we put a spoiler.
Don't worry. We will. What would anyone have thoughts about anything or Ant-Man and the Wasp?
When we walked out of Fallen Kingdom, my wife goes, God, that movie was really long. I looked at her, I was like, it was 2 hours.
Wow. That's it?
That's actually short in today's blockbuster.
I know. She was like, that movie felt really long.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, she actually really enjoyed it.
Well, that's good then. That's awesome.
She loves the kind of turn your mind off monster movie kind of stuff and apocalyptic kind of stuff. She loves that shit.
Did she like Godzilla? Or did she see it? Or she's not a fan of Godzilla?
I don't know. I haven't watched that with her, but she liked Pacific Rim. So
throwing out there, did she see King Kong Skull Island with you?
No.
Okay, I want to say because they're all now going tied.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but she saw the It's funny. We went with my parents, and the preview for Meg came up before that.
Yeah.
And my mom just goes, "No," and my wife turns to me. She goes, "Oh, we're seeing that."
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, really, Jason Statham versus a shark? I mean, it's going to be good.
Is he going to drive a car into it?
Is he going to drive? Well, okay, that's the original '98 Godzilla. Thank you very much. Which was just ridiculous. He grabs a taxi cab into his mouth and he can't. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, I actually am into because I remember reading that book. Not reading the book, but I remember seeing the book at like Sam's Club when I was a teenager.
I remember reading the book. Well, I saw the book.
I saw the book and I read the last few pages and I read the first few pages because when you're bored and you're in high school, you don't want to be at Sam's Club.
That Veronica Vaughn is a hot piece of ass. I know from experience. No, you don't. Right. But you can imagine. Yeah. That's how Nick reads books.
It does. Yeah. By the way, if you want some insight into this is actually not a great thing to say, but it's okay to talk about it because it's mental health. If you ever feel down on yourself, at least what goes through my brain, watch the episode of BoJack Horseman called "Stupid Piece of Shit," and it's just completely in BoJack's brain, and like. It's really fucking good, but it's also really fucking heartbreaking. And then it changes the animation style too, which makes it kind of fun for when you watch the show.
Which season is that?
It is season 4.
Okay.
But I mean, honestly, I watched season 4 before I saw the first season. It was weird. I don't usually do that, but someone was talking about it, and I think it was Netflix saying it just started playing, and I was like
the seasons are out of order, like the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, it is actually.
I've already seen all of them.
I think it just skipped ahead, and I was watching it, and I remember liking it, and then. I wanted something light and breezy, and I should have realized that show's kind of depressing because it deals with a self-destructive person.
Yes.
So I watched it. It's fantastic. But that episode in particular, I'm just reminded, like, Jesus, that's what it's like to be in someone's head when, like, you're depressed or angry with yourself. It's like, you stupid fucking piece of shit. Why would you do that? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Now you're going to do this. Now you're going to do that. And it's like, fuck you. You suck. And that's like the whole episode, though. Meanwhile, while things are going on. There was a point to some of that. I don't even know what I was.
I think it was that you were going to say that you want to see Evangeline Lilly in more movies.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, she made peace with herself in the Lost thing, which I thought was nice. She did an interview because someone asked her, I think it was Peter Scarer from Slash, I was like, I thought you retired. And she's like, well, I had to think about it, which is Peter Jackson, somehow he found my number, which if you think about it, he knows people that were in the movies that know me, a.k.a. Dominic Monaghan, because they dated and were co-stars. And he helped Peter Jackson track her down, and he's like, I want you to be in this Hobbit movie.
Quit moving?
She retired.
She
kind of
retired after Lost.
Why?
Well, she did Real Steel because it was in the middle of one of the seasons, and she's just like, because by the time Lost hit its final season, it was at zenith. Like it's like being in a Marvel movie now. It's like or Star Wars. It's like overbearing, and she just couldn't handle it. And so she's just like, I'll write my books. I'll be a producer. I'll be a writer. I don't want to do any of this other stuff.
Well, I'm glad she came back.
And now she's like,
she's really awesome.
Do I make peace with this and just do? Because I'm now in a bigger thing than Lost was. And then she's like, you know what? No, I say no to things when I want to. I say yes to things when I want to. And she's like, you know what? And this keeps me comfortable and happy. That I can say no to other things too, so she just does whatever, and I like
her in things.
I do too. I loved her as Kate in Lost, and I loved her as Hope, and I loved, even though I didn't love how her character was written, I loved her in The Hobbit.
I did too.
I just like Evangeline Lilly. I like everyone in that fucking movie. If they could, Walter Goggins is fantastic.
Everybody.
Obviously Lawrence Fishburne, the girl who plays Ghost, whose name I can't remember sadly. She's fantastic. Yeah. Obviously, Paul Rudd. Bobby Cannavale, Judy Greer. I mean, they're all just fucking great.
Everyone was cast well, and they did so much with so little.
Yeah,
that like you actually. It's kind of like they made their characters interesting without having to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Baba Yaga.
Oh my God. And the music that they did in the background.
The music, so the music stings they were doing a lot of times were actually from Adam and the Ants.
Oh, seriously.
Yes,
That's awesome.
It's from the guitar. The guitar notes are the opening strands to one of the Adam and the Ant songs.
And this is where I feel bad that I didn't catch it, because the only Adam and the Ant song I know is the Goody Two Shoes.
Sure.
But that has a very distinctive and recognizable. So it made me sad that I didn't hear that in there, because I feel like I would have picked up on that. And here's the thing, though, it probably is, and I'm just like, oh, the movie. That happens a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
Keith is always like music, but I'm not.
I usually am pretty good, but sometimes, like, if I get sucked into something, like it won't. Like something that should bother me won't bother me, or I just won't, or I just miss little details because I'm just jazzed. I'm just geeking out. Like Ready Player One was just a good example of me fucking just geeking out over every fucking thing, to the point my wife is like, "You need to stop."
Ready
Please
Player
stop.
One?
Yes.
Oh.
Because, well, my wife doesn't know all the fan stuff.
Nice.
Adam and the Ants Invasion.
So every 5 minutes she's like, "You need to stop so I can enjoy this movie." So I was like, fair enough.
See,
fair
Keith
enough.
and I read the book, and so we were.
Oh yeah, you guys were
bummed.
bummed.
I was. Yeah, I have thoughts on both of those, but that's okay. We'll
No,
move
that's
on.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any other final thoughts though before we?
I liked it. It was good.
It was good.
I'll see it
It was
again
good.
and again.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I mean, it's a definite purchase. It's good, and it's going to be one of those ones that I'll buy it, and I'll probably watch it right when I buy it, and I won't watch it again until every time it's on FX.
Until there's enough. Well, what Keith and I usually do is we wait until the next Marvel movie, like Avengers 4. We'll watch everything on the way up. Do the Marvel Challenge again.
That's fun, but that's really. By the way, I'm watching the Star Wars prequels right now with my wife, because that's her summer project, and we're doing Clone Wars. So we did the Clone Wars movie.
Okay.
My favorite part is she's like, Anakin's still an asshole, but this was better than the first two, because she did not like the first episode 1 or 2. But she enjoyed Clone Wars, but she's just like, Anakin's still an asshole.
Are you watching the series or the movie?
We're both. The movie's first, and then I think it's the series.
Yeah.
And then, but we haven't started the series yet. We finished the movie. Oh, I'm excited for that, because she doesn't understand.
There's like 5 seasons, so that'll be so good.
We're doing select episodes, and if she wants to, then we're going to do them in order, and then if she enjoys them, we'll do whatever else. But yeah, she didn't.
Because we watched
care for the
we just had Star Wars trivia, and I wanted to make sure I was boned up on it. So we watched episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, but we had already watched the end of Clone Wars, those lost episodes again, and the way they slipped right into episode 3, I was just like, there were parts where I was just tearing up because it was so.
Oh yeah.
So emotional.
But right now it still feels like we have a slog to go through, which is sad. Because like I know what's coming up and I'm excited, but like for her it feels kind of like a slog, because Clone Wars was enjoyable, but everything else before, so she's just not seeing. And also the animation feels jarring for her right now.
Ahsoka will be so good.
Ahsoka's amazing. And I'm hoping it will win her over to want to watch Rebels too, because she's like, I kind of want to watch Rogue One and episode 4. And I was like,
yes.
So, well, I have nothing new to contribute. Sorry, because then we're going to keep talking Star Wars and other stuff. But I have nothing else to add for Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's great. You should see it. If you have any thoughts, check out goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. Let us know, or tweet me or Instagram me, same thing, or go to our Facebook page, also Good Bad Geeky, and let me know there. You can check out Erik's website at Erik with an E, not an A.
Yep.
Not an A. I caught that last time. When you told me about it, and I didn't know.
Where you spell my name Erik with an A and Sternberger without the ER at the end.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm sorry. That was bad. I didn't know about the end of it. I thought it was just the E. But so yeah, Erik, ErikSternberger. I can spell people.com.
Yep.
Not the I can spell part. That's not in there. You got to take that out.
And you can also check out on It's All Been Written. I've got the first story up on the new collection there, Luck Runs Out.
Yeah.
And I'll can I make an announcement here of something?
Yeah,
can we break something?
I'm excited. I think I know what this is, but I'm not sure. Go for it.
Coming up at the West Grandview Fringe Festival from OGP.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
They're going to be doing a table read of a spec episode of Sunny in Philadelphia that I wrote called The Gang Remakes The Last Jedi.
I'm excited, everybody.
Sounds good.
I'm excited.
So it's a lot of fun.
Okay. But wait, do you get the same, is the same cast and everything too, you think?
I don't know. I'm letting Wooz...
Fair enough.
I'm letting Wooz work his magic.
It will be either way, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm excited for it. And then Marianne's Macabre Reviews.
Media review. Just review. We are on hiatus right now, but when we come back, we will be reviewing web series. We will be reviewing board games, books, movies,
board games,
video games.
I'm just saying, if you would like to,
series.
we have not Call of Cthulhu. We have Pandemic Cthulhu, which I have not played yet. But I'm just saying, if you would like to, I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah, if not, we can just play it and just not talk about it on the podcast. Either way, I'm fine.
Let's play it once, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
What we like.
But if you want to check out past episodes, it's All Been Done Presents?
It's all been presents.
Fantastic.
And Marianne's Macabre movie review on there. So
boom. All right, so check that out, and please, on Marianne's, give a review for that as well. Give it a listen, give it a review.
I don't have any yet. So.
Oh, yeah, guys, come on. And then check out Erik's website, and congratulations. And we'll post, once we get more information from Wooz, we'll give out deets for the West Grandview Film
I'm actually going to, tomorrow I'm embedding it on my Medium page, and I'm actually going to send it to Ryan and a few other people just for fun.
That'll be fun. All right, well, everyone, thanks for listening. We're going to keep talking about this afterwards. All right, thanks.